Hi, it's Lori with Positive Thanks Living. I want to talk about signatures today. For those that are just beginning their journey in junk journaling, sometimes they wonder what the word signature means. And it's not difficult, it's not complicated, or it doesn't have to be complicated. A signature is a group of papers, your choice of what kind of papers, put together, usually folded or cut to fit into a cover. So sometimes a junk journal has 2 signatures. This one has 2. Sometimes a junk journal has 1 signature. Sometimes a junk journal has 3 signatures. I'm reaching for one now. 3 signatures. Do you see the groups of paper that are sewn in? Sometimes they have 5 groups of papers. It depends on the maker, what they decide. The size of the paper is predicated or usually driven by the size of the cover. So you can see this one is smaller than the 8.5. I had to cut my pages down so that they would fit inside the cover. Sometimes you fold pages if they're longer and you want to keep them. So pages can be longer, you can fold them down. Sometimes you use papers that you fold up. See, this is both folded over and folded up to make a pocket. But it needs to fit inside of the cover. This is an 8.5 by 11 that was folded in half. It's actually 2 pieces of cardstock make the cover. And the papers inside then are the size that will fit inside there. This is an envelope that's slightly larger, made into a cover, and the pages inside. You can see this one, you can make flips out, or it can extend, but it's going to fit inside the cover. So a signature is a group of pages. You can have 5 pages to a signature, you can have 10, you can have the number of pages can be exactly the same in each signature, or they can vary. And there's different kinds of papers that you can use in a signature. Some people use digitals. They may use an entire digital kit that they print out on their home printer or take to a printer, and then they use it as their signatures in a junk journal. Other people enjoy using the junk, so things that they receive in the mail or out of magazines. This is a magazine, this magazine. Now if you notice, even the printed things that we purchase or we receive, this is a signature because it is one set of paper that's been folded and put into a magazine. So some people use magazine pages, some people tea-dye paper and enhance it with designs. Some people use book pages with images in. This is an Edith Holden book page. It has a different texture than other book pages. Other people use fiction book pages, and this here, see, this would be the size of the book, and this came out, this double page. So I can use it in my signature as 2 pages. This is a book page that I folded in half. Another different kind of book page, a non-fiction with some images. This is a slightly glossy piece of pages. This is scrapbook paper. This is a dictionary page that I painted on. It's watercolor painted. This is tea-dyed graph paper and the color leached out, creating this interesting design. This is ledger paper, tea-dyed. This is painter's paper, and you can hear the difference. It's slightly more opaque and a lighter texture. This is tracing paper. You can see through it. We'll talk about other things to add in also. This is a map or an atlas page, music paper, This was from a calendar. And this is scrapbook paper, but I tea dyed it because that's my aesthetic. You don't have to tea dye or coffee dye or color paper. You can use it completely white. That's your choice as a junk journaler. And again, more tea dye paper. For me, that's often what I like to use, more paper that is plain, because I like decorating the edges of the paper. So I created this little, also to add in, some people use doilies as a page in their signature. Some people use paper bags. They'll either use the paper bag in this way. I'll show you. So it'll fit in like this into the signature, counting as 1, 2 pages, although it's one piece of paper. And people can slide things in here. You cut this side open and they can slide it in here. Or you can do it height as tall as this. And people can stick tags in, tall tags. Some people use doilies. Oh, now I lost my doily. There it is. I don't have a large doily. Some people use large doilies, folding them in half and using them as a page. This is just a piece of packing paper, and I would glue it up this side and make it similar to this kind of pocket. There's vellum envelopes or glassine envelopes that you can use as a page in your signature, or even window envelopes that are junk mail. Basically any kind of surface, whether it's handmade paper or rice paper or any kind of surface that can be folded or included as a place to document something. Junk journaling is about personality, putting your personality into what you're making. It's not about perfection. Now, what about when people talk about there are 120 pages in their journal? What do they mean by that? At first, when I first started junk journaling, I was a little confused. And then after listening to a multitude of videos, I realized what they were talking about. So this is a regular book, for example. And the book pages are numbered, 96, 97, 98, 99, right? Imagine in a junk journal, for example, if each page, each side of each page were numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get the idea, right? Someone who wanted to make 3 signatures, and each signature had 10 pages. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I missed that. Hang on. 8, 9, 10. So let's say that that was a signature with 10 pieces of paper. They could all be the same. They could all be different. They could, whatever variation, but there would be 10 pieces of paper. Let's say there were 3 sets of 10. Okay. Now one set, which is called a signature, 10 papers make 20 pages. So this front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back. And then if you were counting, like in a regular book, so you numbered this page 1, and you numbered this page 2, and you numbered this page 3, you would end up with 40 at the end, number 40. So if someone were making a junk journal with 3 signatures, each signature with 10 pages, they would have 120 sides. I hope that makes it a little more clear. I'm not a professional in this. I've been doing this junk journaling much less time than many other junk journalers, but it's what I've learned to this point, and I'm sure you have things to add to this. I'm sure other people have many other things to add to it. I've been watching videos on what is a signature and what do you put in your signature, and I've listed some ones that I've enjoyed below. So you can look in the description. There'll be links to other videos that go into much more detail. And if you'd like to download this thing that I've created, it's got lists of all the options and spaces for you to add more options. It's just one piece of paper, and if you wanted to use it for your junk journal and you could mark off which papers you had, that's an option too. The link to that is below in the description also. Take care. It's Lori with Positive Thanks Living, and I hope you have a wonderful day.